Hello my students, today we will learn how to compare two signed numbers. To compare two signed numbers, we have three cases. Case 1, two positive numbers. First, let's remember the number line. We have the origin. We have to the right positive numbers and to the left negative numbers. If we have two positive numbers, then the one which has the greatest distance to zero is the greatest number. Let's take an example. +2 and +5. Let's see where is the +2 and the +5 on the number line. There they are here, +2 and +5. Now we have to search the distance to zero. From +2, the distance to zero, and from +5, the distance to zero. Which distance is greater? It is the distance to +5 is greater. So, since +5 has the greatest distance, so +5 is greater than +2. Now let's see another example. +5.2 and +5.12. Here we have two decimal numbers. To compare two decimal numbers, if they have the same whole part, then they should have the same decimal part. So we have to add here 0. Now we have +5.20 and +5.12. Since 5.20 is greater than 5.12, so 5 plus 5.2 has greater distance to 0. So plus 5.2 is greater than plus 5.12. Now let's see the second case, a positive number and a negative number. Which one is greater? If we have one positive number and one negative number, then the positive number is always greater than the negative number. Let's see an example. +23 and -34. Which one is positive? +23. So +23 is always greater. Now, case 3, two negative numbers. For example, if we have two temperatures, one is -5 and the other is -2. Which temperature is colder? Sure, -5 is colder than -2. So -5 is smaller than -2. Now let's see these two numbers on the number line. Where is -2? It is here. And where is -5? It is here. We know now that -5 is smaller than -2 because in the temperature, -5 is colder. So, which one is greater? -2. It is to the right. So, to the right, the number becomes greater. But here is a rule. If we have two negative numbers, then the one which has the smallest distance to 0 is the greatest. It is in the inverse to the positive numbers. If the number has the smallest distance, so it is the greatest. Let's see an example. The first example is -5 and -2. Let's see the distance. The distance from -2 to 0 and the distance from -5 to 0 is the distance, and it is the distance. Which distance is the smallest? This distance from -2 to 0 is the smallest. So -2 is greater than -5 in the inverse of two positive numbers. Now, the second example, -7.231 and -7.24. Here we have two decimal numbers, so we have to add 0 here. And we have 7.231 and 7.240. Which distance is the smallest? 7.231 is smaller than 7.240. So the distance from -7.231 is the smallest to 0. So -7.231 is greater than -7.24. Thank you.